Hi friends, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be unstuffing some expenses. This is for 2 weeks, so we are doing it from January 26th, which would be the last week of January, to the first week of February. Technically, I usually do it from like Monday to a Sunday, but in this case, I've just been noticing that I've been spending a lot of money from my wallet categories, so I'm trying to get that kind of just like see where I'm at spending wise, and then whatever money I have left over, I'll probably leave it for Saturday and Sunday. I have a feeling I'll probably spend some money on Sunday after church. Usually I go to lunch or something, so if I have any money left over in eating out or any kind of category, I may just kind of like put that to the side. But I also got paid today, the day that I'm filming this video. So I don't know, I just had this kind of like, I wasn't sure where I was at with my expenses, so I thought I would just go ahead and film the video. So if anything, if I do end up spending money tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, we'll just use whatever money's left over, or we'll just kind of roll that expenses to the following week. So if you're new to my channel, I always kind of show a little bit of overview. So this is the expense tracker that I use, and this kind of fell like in between January and February, so that's why it's still in January section. But when we are done with this tracker, we'll be moving over to February, so we will be using this tracker here. And today, in terms of like expenses, we would be $247, but what I like to do is a summary. So some people like to go line by line. I personally do not like to do that. I just find it easier to, off camera, I'll just kind of group all of my eating out, all of my grocery, and then what I do is a little summary. So I'm just going to be looking at my summary page. I'm actually going to pull this off camera and just put it on the side here next to my desk. So we're going to just be looking at the wallet today. So I do have an expense in my sinking funds, which I will take out in a second. But yeah, so I wanted to mention that, because I just like to share these type of things, I went over my personal, that I know that for a fact just because I have a Etsy shop that is not related to budgeting, by the way, so this isn't like a plug to that. I mean, you can check out my Etsy shop if you want, but it's not related to budgeting. So I've been taking a little pause on that for a bit, for a few months, but I've just had the desire to kind of bring that back up. So some of my personal money I've used to kind of spend on supplies for things that I'm wanting to make and bring to my Etsy shop. So I originally was just gonna like kind of leave it and not kind of put it towards personal, or like I guess account it for personal, but I just thought it would be easier to just go ahead and use that money, because why not? So I spent a total of $72 in personal, and I only have $50, and I moved my tray up here. I don't know if I like how, maybe I'll do this, because my tray is pretty long, so I don't always like it like right in front of me. So we'll see how, hopefully that looks okay. So I will leave in, that's why I need sticky notes to keep track of that. So I go 22 from personal, and part of me is just a little bit kind of like, I need to, I'm not sure how I want to do this, because the desire to kind of build up my Etsy shop kind of started out of nowhere, so I don't have like an envelope for that. So I'm not sure if I want to potentially like make an envelope, or just have like a side thing where this money is covered by something else that I kind of put aside to save for, like kind of like supplies, or yeah, I guess that's the word, supplies for my Etsy shop, but or just like products that I want to bring to my Etsy shop. So I'm gonna put that there like as a 20, or I'll mark that this is for personal, but just like as a FYI, like some of this I probably maybe won't pull from my other categories, because I'm thinking that I'm probably going to set aside some money just for like small business stuff, and maybe not even mention that in my expenses videos, because it's going to be a little bit all over the place, because sometimes you buy things and you may return it. So but yeah, anyways, that was a lot to just say all that, but I guess I'll just give an explanation. if anyone was wondering. But anyways, we're gonna just move forward. So eating out, we spent 38, and I don't have change as always, so we're just gonna round up to 40. So we have 20, 30, 40. So we have still 10 in eating out. So I think I possibly, I don't know if I'm gonna go out to eat with a friend on Sunday, or if we were gonna like cook something. So that money could go either way. Gas, I did not spend any money in gas. We're gonna just roll that over. My dad, it's just one of those days where he was with me and he filled up my tank, which I always think is really like sweet that he does that. Obviously I never asked him to do that. But he just, one day he was with me that I didn't want to go get gas alone because it was super cold outside, super windy. So I told him to come with me, and I fully like gave him my card, and he was like, oh no, don't worry about it. So I always think that's sweet. So our groceries, I spent $114, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Let's do, oh, I was about to do that super wrong. Okay, I'm gonna do 110. Let's do 110. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 110. And the $4. This is where I hate that I don't have change, but I'll just make a note. And sometimes I pull out just for my buffer, because I do build up my buffer every time that I get paid. So sometimes that will kind of help. So I have $30 in groceries, which is good because I actually was contemplating whether I wanted to go to Aldi before starting this video because there were some things that I wanted to get, so I can go to the store. Toiletries, we spent 10. And then we will still have $20. Okay. And then I didn't spend anything in miscellaneous, but I kind of want to see what it has because maybe I can pull. I don't think these. No. I'll pull this 5 to kind of, I know it's technically 4, but I'm just gonna pull this 5 to cover that. Okay, and then miscellaneous will have 10. Okay, so now we are gonna go to my sinking funds, and I just had one expense in my church envelope. And I'm also not going to have exact change, which is fine. I spent 13, so I'm just going to pull 10. And that's all for sinking funds. Which honestly, I'm grateful that I don't have to like pull from so many. Like, this helps me a lot. So like I said, the $22 we're just going to, I'm not going to pull it from a different envelope. So, and I'm not gonna, I guess, keep on explaining myself about that, but just as like, we're obviously gonna be short because the total for all that would have been $247, so obviously we're not gonna have all of it, but I still want to just give this account to see how much I do have in cash. And actually I like to make a note how much money I pulled in cash, so I'll put this to the side. Alright, so we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, and 25. So 225. And I just want to see, like, 225 minus 22, or that's no, 247 minus 225. Yeah, that's literally perfect. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so that's gonna go ahead and complete my unstuffing super short video. Hope you guys still enjoyed it. I like to share these videos. I think it's helpful just to kind of be, so you guys can see more of just not just stuffing the my wallet and my sinking funds, but you can also see like how I spend the money. So if I haven't mentioned this in any of my videos, all of these transactions are done through my credit card, and then I pull this cash and then I go to the bank and pay it off. I try to be very responsible with credit card. I know the credit cards is not for everybody, but if you do decide to use one, this is why I decide to track literally every expense. And this is why I like doing or having an expense tracker, because I'm literally writing down every single expense. This is where a lot of people get tripped up and think that they have more money than they actually have, especially if you're budgeting the way I do, where you put a set amount of money for groceries, for example. And sometimes I'll spend $20 here in Publix, and then I'll spend $35 at Walmart, and then I go to Aldi, and like I'm spending these different amounts because I usually don't buy everything at one store, just because I like to take advantage of any kind of couponing, or sometimes Aldi has specific items that I like that Walmart doesn't. Like, if you know what I mean, like, you know, if you go to different grocery stores, then you know what I'm talking about. So sometimes all those expenses will add up, and then you realize you're over budget. So that is the reason why I actually like to do these videos quite often, because it keeps me in check to know, like, now I can go to my wallet and I know, for example, that I have no money in personal, I have money in eating out, I have some money in groceries, and you know, that's kind of like the reason why I do it. I usually do these weekly, but if I have a slow or like lower spend week, then I would just condense, or I just kind of leave everything to be one video versus like a short one. So yeah, I just like to kind of give those little kind of disclaimers, or also just kind of like provide some more information if anyone is kind of interested in the cash budgeting kind of system and how people do it. So I guess the way that I do it is the way that I'm explaining, of course. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.